it's me. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I think it's been like a month, but I am back today. I am doing a get ready with me, testing all new beauty products, drugstore, high-end. I created this look that I absolutely love. Definitely have some hits and misses in the bunch, so stay tuned to see what that is. If you're not yet subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. Come join the fam. It's a little chaotic and fun and goofy here, but I hope you stay and I hope you enjoy today's video. I absolutely cannot do my makeup if my hair is down, so the clip is in, boys are on the bed, and we can get this show on the road. So a newer lip product is the Kinship Super Melt Vegan Lip Jelly. It's very nice. It's thick, but it's not too thick. It's not like an overnight lip mask, but it's not slippy and slidey, which I love. So I'm gonna prep my lips with that because they are shriveling off my face. I have not had enough water today whatsoever. So I've been playing around with two drugstore base products. The L'Oreal True Match Nude. I got mine in shade 2-3 Light. So this is like a serum foundation. So it applies very lightly, but it dries down to a powder finish, which is different than what I'm used to. And then this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I've been going back and forth with both of them. This one has way less coverage than this one, but they're both lightweight base products regardless. Like, neither of these are full coverage. So today I'm gonna go in with the Instant Age Rewind Perfector. I've just really been loving this for day to day, and I've gotten zero color this summer. Maybe my arms are a little tanner than my face. So the shade 00 Fair Light is my match, which is fine. I'm trying to be better about keeping the sun off my face, especially as I slowly approach 30. There's nothing wrong with 30. I just don't want to keep baking myself in the sun like I did as a teen. So you kind of just swipe this on, and in the bottle there's like a pearlescent glow, but you really don't see it on the face. Like, there's no glitter on your face, which is something that I really like about this base product. And then I always just blend it out with a beauty blender. So that is my skin with one layer. You can obviously see a lot of imperfections, but it kind of just gives like a nice veil to the skin and looks super healthy and glowy. I don't know if you can see a sheen at all, but I'm really enjoying this product. I do wish it wasn't in this little applicator, but what can we do? I don't currently have a new concealer that I'm testing. I do have the One Size Beauty concealer that I've been loving for more like full coverage days, but my shade match is a little dark, so I have to go back to an older concealer. This is the CoverFx Power Play Concealer. I really like this, and you really don't need a ton. You can kind of just dab it there and there and blend it out, and it gives you really great coverage. They also have a good range on this, and I think they do undertones really well, and it truly just really brightens up the skin. You can see there's such a difference, and it blends out really nicely too. So because it's been so hot out, I've actually been setting my T-zone because I have been getting a little shiny, oddly. Because it's been so hot, I've actually been setting my T-zone, which is something that I usually don't do in the winter or in the colder months. And I haven't really tested out a new like loose powder, but I have two that I want to try out today, and they serve different purposes. So for under my eye and my T-zone, I want to try out the Power Finish Translucent Loose Powder from Lune+Aster, which is Bluemercury's like house brand. This is a talc-free translucent powder, so I'm really excited. Usually I prefer to set under my eyes and my T-zone with a talc-free powder because I find that sometimes talc will like break up my makeup a little bit and almost look slightly heavier on the skin compared to a talc-free powder. Those are just my thoughts and how my makeup sits on my face. So I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender. I'm not like dousing it to bake under my eyes. I don't do that anymore. But I'll dap a little bit off on my hand and then lightly go in under my eye and just set there. And then any remaining, I'll just put in my T-zone here and here. And it kind of just helps with like any oils that might come throughout the day because it's 90 degrees outside. Okay, so I really like the finish on this powder. It gives like almost like a satin blur under the eyes, and it doesn't look matte. Like there's still a little bit of sheen to my skin, but no shine, if that makes sense. And it's not caking up anywhere. Also, when you feel it, it feels like buttery smooth, which is something that I really like, especially in this region where I have some pores. I like to blur it, but I never like it feeling heavy or cakey. I am such a fan of that powder. It feels amazing. So another powder launch is from Mercier. This is the Light Catcher translucent loose setting powder. So they came out with 3 tones. This one's a champagne one, it's called Celestial Light, and then they have a honey toned one and then a rose toned one. And the best way I can describe this is if you took an Hourglass ambient setting powder and you ground it down into a loose formula. So there's definitely like a shimmer throughout it, but there's no thick glitter chunks. I was on their Zoom call with them and they were saying that there's all different sized reflex in the powder, so it catches light really nicely. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit out just like that, and as you can see, it's just the champagne tone. So I'm just gonna take a little bit and swirl it around and kind of like prime my brush and really get it in there and tap off any excess. And I'm gonna put this where I would typically put a highlighter or the original Hourglass powders, which is kind of like on my high points a little bit. I'm not gonna put this all over my face though, and I'm not using it as like an actual setting powder. You can see it, wow. Definitely gave a glow on my nose for sure. But overall, I looked up close in a mirror. It is not like emphasizing texture. It's actually really smooth on the skin, which I'm surprised about. Usually I don't love like loose, shimmery powders. I feel like they're messy. Not saying that that's not gonna get messy, but it definitely looks really nice on the skin and like a glow from within, kind of like that bridal glow. Next up, I want to continue with cheeks, and I recently purchased some of the Kylie Cosmetics cheek products. I've never tried anything from Kylie Cosmetics before, but they had that like whole rebrand and reformulation. They're clean, vegan, all of that. So I really wanted to try out some of her cheek products. So I picked up the bronzer in Khaki, and I also picked up the blush in Crush, and I just think these are really pretty tones. I believe Khaki's the lightest bronzer shade. It was really hard for me to pick a shade online, but they seem to have a decent range for only having 6 shades. So let's see how these apply. They both look to be a matte formula, so I'm glad we added a little bit of glow, because if you've watched my other videos, you know I love a good glow. There's a little kickback in the pan, but that's never something that bothers me, and it picks up quite a bit of product. So we're gonna get rid of some of that. All right, here's the true test. That actually goes on much smoother than I thought it would. I was worried that it was gonna look a little chalky, but in person, it's like not skipping or anything, which is very nice. And it's actually not as pigmented as I thought. Like, it's pigmented, but I was afraid I was just gonna have like a blotch of pigment on my face, and I don't. It's actually quite layerable and buildable. So this is the bronzer. I think the undertone's actually really nice on my skin tone. It's not too orange, it's not too warm. Next, I'm going in with Crush, which is her blush. There's more kickback in this than there is in the bronzer. I actually don't love the formula of this blush. So the bronzer's matte and it goes on nice and smooth, but I found that the blush is a little like drying and chalky on the skin. However, I think if you have oily skin, you will really like this because it is quite matte. It's not patchy or anything. I just think it's like way too dry of a formula for dry skin. But I do like the bronzer. So for dry skin, I like the bronzer. I don't love the blushes. For my eyes, I think I'm gonna play around with the Wild Nothing palette from Colourpop. This is just like a really pretty peachy color story, and I like that it has a mix of shimmers and mattes. So I'll zoom you in and I'll just speed up the process of my eyes so you can just see what I do. I'm not gonna do anything over the top, but I do want some shimmer on my lid today. Oh my goodness, you know what I totally forgot that I have? So I picked up the KVD Vegan Beauty Dazzlesticks last month, and I have not used them on camera yet, so let's do that. So I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Electro Bowl. It kind of has like a green reflect to it, which is a little funky for daytime, but that's fine. This formula is wild. It is like a creamy pressed glitter, like it's wet when you touch it, and the pigment is actually nuts. So I just put them on, like tap them on with my finger. The best way to describe these is that these are like wet pressed pigments in stick form, in like cream shadow stick form, if that makes sense. And all of them have a really cool shift to them. Like they're not just typical shades, they all have a really cool reflect undertone. And you can wear these super sheer, or you can really build up the pigment. They are truly stunning, and I want more. Okay, I don't know if you can tell in camera, absolutely stunning. And once these dry, they do not budge. At least on me, they don't crease, and I have very creasy eyelids that are quite deep set, but they look stunning, and I really don't have any fallout from them either. Next up, we are going in with mascara. This is the It Cosmetics Hello Lashes mascara. Mine has been through the ringer, but they're actually relaunching this month. And if you're not familiar with Hello Lashes, it's a tubey mascara, and there's also a serum built into it, which is really cool. It washes off so easily at the end of the day. Like I just go into the shower and it comes right off. And that's how a tubey mascara works. So you don't need to worry about like it dripping down your face at the end of the day. What I like about this is that because it's a plastic wand, it like really separates my lashes. So I'm just gonna add a coat of that. I'm just gonna do my upper lashes today though, because it's still daytime and it's like a Wednesday. The one thing to note about this formula is that it dries really fast. So I recommend doing one eye and then waiting a couple seconds if you are a second coat type person, and then go in with the same eye and then move on to your second eye, just because I found that it doesn't clump when you layer, it just dries really fast. And that is the mascara. I think it looks really good. It defines my lashes. It definitely adds volume, which is something I like. And again, washing off at the end of the day, so easy. All right, last step, we have lips, and I'm so excited about these lipsticks. I was highly influenced by my friend Kate, who is Stay to Kate here on YouTube. She sells me on MAC products. Like, I was so into MAC years ago, and I kind of just like, not forgot about it, but so many brands have come out since then. And then Kate talks about MAC, and I'm like, dang, MAC's releasing some good products here. So they relaunched their Lusterglass lipsticks. First of all, these shiny little bullets we love. They're not the easiest to open though. If you got butterfingers like me, it takes a second, you know? But these are amazing. And I picked up 2 shades. Syrup used to be my go-to. Syrup was that girl. Like, I loved Syrup in college. Let's backtrack a second. So if you're not familiar, the Lusterglass formula is like a sheer, balmy, shiny lipstick. So if you like a look of a lip balm, if you like the look of a gloss, these are for you. I'm gonna swatch both of them. So right here we have Syrup, and then right here we have Thanks It's MAC, which is such a cute name. When someone says, hey, I love your lipstick, you just say, thanks, it's MAC. I think that's very cute. Anyways, so this is Syrup, which is definitely more of like a blue, pinky, mid-toned rose color. And then Thanks It's MAC is like a true nude, like a peachy nude. The formula is amazing. You know what, let's try both shades on. You tell me in the comments which one you like better, but I think I'm gonna have to buy more. I can't believe I'm saying that. MAC is back. Of course, I had to zoom you guys in for this moment. So this is Syrup. They go on truly like a lip balm. It's amazing. This may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love Syrup. And obviously I would probably line my lips with this because, again, team small lips. I know, shut up, Kelsey. But this is Syrup. So comfortable, shiny. So now that I'm actually looking at my makeup, it's actually very peach toned and warm, so I don't think this is it for the look, but I do love the shade. I think it's very fun and playful, so I'm gonna go line my lips and come back and put on Thanks It's MAC. So I lined my lips with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, which definitely has a more pink undertone now that I think about it, but I'm gonna go in with Thanks It's MAC. It definitely matches my look a little bit more. And this is a lighter tone. It's not as deep as Syrup. It's definitely one of their lighter nudes. That combo is freaking stunning. I really like that. I think that looks really pretty, that combo. The lip liner really tones it down and makes it a little more pink because it's definitely a lighter nude, but if you like a light nude or this with like a chocolate brown lip liner, woo, that's gonna look so good. But I think it all looks really good. This has been an extremely chaotic video, but like, what else do you expect from me at this point? If you're still hanging on, thank you. Let's do a recap. We'll zoom out and we'll do a recap. Okay, this is the final look. I think everything looks beautiful. Obviously some hits and misses, so let's just quickly recap. Maybelline 4-in-1, absolutely love. If you can find this in stock, highly recommend picking it up. I got mine in store at Ulta. CoverFx concealer, love. This was like a known love. Lune+Aster Talc-Free setting powder, love. This is like in my current rotation now. I'm obsessed with it. Nothing's creasing under my eyes. My skin looks great, not chalky. We love that. Mercier light catcher powder. I think this is awesome. I think that not everyone's gonna like it though. So if you are looking for like a bridal glow and you like a loose setting powder that has shimmer in it, I think you will like this, even though I wouldn't set your whole face with that. If it makes sense, just keep it on the high points. For Kylie, we have a hit and a miss. I really like the bronzer, but the blush is a little too matte and chalky on my dry skin. Dazzlesticks, absolutely amazing, creamy. They look stunning. If you can find them in stock, I highly recommend these two. Then the Wild Nothing palette is just stunning. It's just such a good everyday neutral palette. We love this. Big fan of the mascara. Remember, work one eye at a time because it dries fast. And then the Lusterglass lipsticks are just stunning. Run out and get these. I rarely say that people need something, but if you love a sheer glossy lipstick, it's amazing, and it's also not thick, which is something that I like as well. So it's a win. Okay, I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you are subscribed, and if you don't already follow me on other socials, it's just Rosely Rouge. It's also linked down in the description box below, along with all the products that I used today. And yeah, see you guys next time.